genocide into hands of their own kind. This is Cambodia, a country left in ruins. Families were scattered and destroyed, and nearly 500,000 people fled to refugee camps over the Thai border.
America's still strong. I remember, after those depression lines of food lines, selling apples on the street, some would say that made us stronger.
Look, yes, because I can tell you in my office, a lot of my work is to take people who have been taught you're not strong enough. You don't have what it takes, and you have to rely on us because we're your parents, and even though we may love you imperfectly, we're very imperfectly.
We believe in the same dream that says this is a country where anything is possible, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. That dream is why I can stand here before you tonight.
Breathe in, I calm body and mind. Breathe out, I smile. Dwelt in the present moment, I know this is the only moment. I want to give back to the world. Sure, that is, I can't, I'm not running a country, I'm not running the world. I'm running a coffee shop. So I look at how could I make impact to the world? If that person come to me, need a cup of coffee, well, you know what is that cup of coffee help them? It's convenient, so they can get refreshment within themselves, they get waking up, relax. If you have a good morning start, if you have your day start really well, the rest of the day is very productive.
Now I'm experiencing of the realities of American Dream. It's completely different. But what motivates you to say, you know what, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to facing that. And that's require a lot of brave heart.
It's a long journey of my life, and we have to start from the fall of the Vietnam War and then the genocide. The genocide in Cambodia started in 1975 to 1979. And I was born in 1977, which is at the midst of the genocide, at the flame of war. Luckily, I am survived.
When I look back to a very early age of my life, sometimes it's almost like a dream. Almost like I couldn't believe that it was happening. It was happening, part of my life. But to manage to survive, you have to be very, very creativity. And sometimes in some aspect and part of life, you have no control over it. When the wars is pushing down between, of the fighting, and you're just in the middle of it, and just move. You just moving thousands and thousands of people, and you escape to the safety. And there is no safety. There is the sounds of guns and sounds of separation, and the hot heat and sun, and you have no control whatsoever. You always knowing that, hoping I'm survive through those terrifying time of the conditions of war. And I do experience knowing friends that grew up the same age and who literally were lost their life.
People have survived bombing, famine, and attempted genocide at the hands of their own kind.
I still have this memory today. At the camp, we don't have nothing to do, really, as a child. We don't have, just whatever keep us entertained. In the afternoon, we tend to play soccer. We use the balloon and we wrap it plastic. A lot of plastic, and we just, make as a team and we split it. We just kick that ball and we play it through the day. And I remember the sunset on that day was huge and like a staring eyes, like big. Soon the sun was gone, and then suddenly the sound of the machine gun was like like a distance in the border, boom, 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 2 to 4 missiles flew above us, ping, boom, boom, and you heard the sound. It's just like passing us and then land on a very distant, ting, 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 And when I got home and my family is already on the ground, there's only ways for the safety. It's just you lay down to the ground as much possible, and then the more missiles coming in. I think we're quiet for a while, and suddenly it's just one explosion would drop it. It's not that far, but the earth was shaking. My heart was beating. We knew something is so close. We don't know what's going on. I can hear the sound of crying, sounds of separation, sounds of loss. 5 people were killed on that day. When my friend brought to play soccer early, I heard that this piece of metal fluid from rip him apart. I was brave enough to just want to see it. So I took my brother's bike and I went into the place and to see the ground. It's just, you can see the blood is still sustained. And when you see the real human, innocent blood touch the ground, it's just unforgiving. It's always more question of why it happened to these innocent people. We all probably playing a part of that, either piece of war. At least we do something about it. That night, I couldn't go to sleep because of the sound of people were killed. Such a terrifying experience of that. This is the blood of humanity. This is the blood of innocent people. Why we have war? Where this is coming from? I want to find a reason and to understand that. God put me into this. Say, Toro, I put you into challenge. This is the challenge. You must learn the truth. What wars is. I'm not speaking the war because I read the book or I watch TV. I live through it. And that is what I really, and then now that in 20 years in the United States, that I've been more peaceful in my life. So I never forgot that. And I always, think and understand and digest all of that, understanding what it means. And it is sad to say that there's war still going on around the world. Okay, I would do it. This is how I like to walk. Look at this water. You can shoot it really good right here. Look at that. Water flow is small, it's free. Okay. In contact with nature is always bring back my balance. I think it's just a part of me that a little bit of a distance in a sense of physically is between my father and I. 3 years ago he decided to move back to Cambodia, and right now his health and his condition and all his aging, and it almost have bring up on to my thought for him and every day, and it's just that the condition of the business, the condition of the situation, I'm not be able to get closer to him as soon as I wish. But at the same time, I think I feel that when I'm close to nature, I would be almost feeling that I'm close to him too, because my thought is pure. Since a very early age, I had been spent a lot of time with my father, and my father had been teaching me tremendously. A walk into the jungles, walk into the forest, and understanding from every aspects of life in nature. And I learn from that. And to me, when I get close to him, in thought, I close to nature, and I close to a very pure justifying of every aspects of life. And he had taught me that, and many aspects of that. And I find a pure spirit in nature is pure spirit in mankind. But in my, for me, that's the only way I can sort of say far away from him, but yet is close to him by being spend my time and thought, and give me a sense of balance as well, really. And he have been inspiring me. That is a pure freedom of any human being that have been experiencing it. So, and yeah. It's just smelling the tree and smelling the river flows and seeing a little fish swimming and bird singing. To me, it just like, it reminds me a lot of my early childhood when I was so young and I spent most of the time like that with my father.
Hey, how are you? I made your lunch today.
No, that's not how you read Cambodia. Fear is a state of mind and you can't escape it. But you can overcome fear by knowing the truth, accept the truth. Life is getting through a lot of crises. Some we probably got to get through. It's not very good right now, but it will be better. Just know it will.
In life is always stories of success, and also it is the failure. When the business is going down, I remember I so broke. I'm completely broke. I mean, I have just make sure enough to pay the people who work with me, you know, and make sure bill enough to just the rent and everything and supply. But when you are failure in business, most likely you're alone. And that was the hardest part.
We may have different backgrounds, but we believe in the same dream that says this is a country where anything is possible.
Millions don't have homes, don't have jobs, and just don't have dreams anymore.
What dream? It's survival.
All over the place who are taking jobs that are frankly well below their skill level just to put food on the table. Hang in there though. Stay with us. I don't want to go anywhere.
And I take a year off, I finish writing my memoir, and then opportunities come, and then I was open another coffee shop, was open called the Lotus Cafe, and give me a second life. From last year and this year, I am a different person. From all the experience that I went through, from all of the failures and fault, from all the success and passion, I'm a better person today because I experienced all of those. I'm a better person today. I'm a better business person today. And overall, and I think it just being that you experience it all and you know it, and you're a better person each day. I think that is a sense of hopeful, you know, a sense of peace of itself. That okay, I always going to be better in each day of my life.
Hi. Wow, that's a lot of trust to put in your drunk fans. And yes, the dives have resulted in injuries for sure, including separating his rib cage from his sternum.
Americans have the will to survive.
My car was just rolling and flip it just like a second. But it's miraculously, I was just no injury, no nothing. And on that moment, it's vividly I remember that somehow I feel that 1,000 angels, like a hand will wrap me. I feel like I was a baby put back to the womb of my mother. And my soul was separate from my car. I feel like I meditate somewhere in the forest, like completely. That's how I feel. When the car was stopped, my camera was laying next to my lap. And I was like, I turned it on, and then that's pretty much just left it there. And that's when I get off the car, people running in to help out, and I did not realize that how I was just a little shaky because of the traumatized, the compact of the flipping. But I was okay. I was like, wow, I could not believe it. It's so quick, it's so fast. But to me I thought that was on Sunday. And I have feeling that the thousands angel was there to protect me. And maybe the love, that's the love of your mother, that cannot separate it between, and it's still that strong. And perhaps, I think it's so powerful at that event of my life. That was the closest to death experience I ever had in my adult life. I met this young lady. I spoke to her for 40 minutes when I met her. And I was looking to buying books. She worked at the gift shop. And so what happened was that conversation, I never forgot. Somehow that conversation was the seed within both of us. Until 3 years later, I went back and to marry her. And I realized that I find a piece of myself. Thank God that saved my life. From today on, from this moment, I am a brave person. I have more courage, I have more strength, I have more wisdom. And that's what really, I did not understand it why. I'm not sad, I'm not fear, I'm not afraid. But I'm just a different person within the strength within me that I believe that everything is possible. And thank God that saved my life. Maybe He has more plans for me in the future. I don't know what. Maybe I am His angels to do more work for His promise. And that I don't know. But I will do one day at a time, one more at a time, and one person at a time. That's what I have been done. And of course, I always say is one cup of coffee at a time, and one person at a time. And if they're happy, I am happy.